Okay, Google, if you think that's impressive, let's make a habit tracker that grows little plants and flowers as you complete your habits. We'll highlight columns Q through Z, right-click and insert 10 columns to the right or the left. We'll highlight column C and all the columns to the right of it, right-click and resize to 35. I'll make column A a little bit smaller and column B a little bit bigger and type in habits into B2. I'll then start putting the days of the month. I'll do 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll drag it to the right till it hits 31. And then now I'll insert my checkboxes by highlighting the areas. I'm going to insert checkbox and making them a black text. I think by default they're gray. The row right under the checkboxes will make that a little bit bigger. That's where the plants will go. Now let's get into our formula. You can copy the formula that I'm doing here. I'm basically getting a percentage depending on how many habits there are. So let's say you have 4 habits and you type them in. You want the percentage to take from the number of habits and not the amount of spaces that there are. So that's why this formula is a little bit lengthy. Once you're done with that, now when you type in a habit here, a number will pop up. And if I check that box, it turns into 1, which is 100%. You can go up there and make it into a percentage and move the decimal places over. The next thing we'll have to do is create anchor values. So you're going to want to go in and the B columns, you'll put a $sign before the number and the letter. And now we can drag that formula over and it will anchor those habits to each formula while the checkboxes change depending on the column. Okay, now we'll highlight everything and center it both horizontally and vertically. And we'll highlight this top row here and do all borders. And then highlight the rest where the habits are and do an outer border and then vertical borders. I'll then highlight this section and do all borders. I'll rename this tab Habit Tracker and then I'll create another tab and name that Symbols, and this is where we're going to add our icons. I got my icons from Canva. They have a free account, so you can do that too. And then you'll go to Insert, Insert Image in Cell, and I'll drag that first image in, so the smallest plant. And then I'll just continue on doing Insert, Image in Cell, and I'll do the second plant. And then I'll just continue on until all the plants and then the flower is in there. Now let's get into our formula that will have the photos pop up depending on the percentage. It's basically a lot of if functions. So we'll do if that percentage is less than or equal to 0, then that first icon will pop up. And make sure to put a $symbol before and after the letter to anchor that value in. And now we'll do another if function, but this time we'll do is less than 0.21. So if it's under 21%, then it will be the second photo. And obviously you can change these percentages to whatever you like. And then I'll do the same thing, but then less than 46% will be the third photo. Another if function, if that percentage is less than 0.71, so if the percentage is 70%, it will be that photo. I think you're getting the idea here. Now we'll get into our last if function, and it is if that percentage is less than 99%, it will be the fifth photo, and anything else, so 100%, it will be that sixth photo of the flower. And don't forget to anchor these values in for all of them. Lastly, add 5 parentheses at the end. We can drag that over, and I'll add some habits here, and when you check them off, you can see the plant grow and the flower appear. So that is how you build this habit tracker.